is number 1, the fastest in the time trial. The Swedish has chosen the position.
No, I have nothing from Prague. I'm going to go with the shots gained Genova.
And he's ready to start. We have also ESP riding with number 8. And at both sides, with the 16 is Francisco Díaz Torres. And with number 9 is the rider from Andorra, Stefan Alcione. Et voilà, c'est maintenant fait presque tous à notre dernière manche. Avec Anton Gostin, le cycliste plus vite à jouer dans des circuits dans le classement, qui est fait pour le départ des Suédoises. Lui être dans ce podium, il va essayer de faire la dernière manche devant l'Autrichien, Elias Strang, l'Argentin, le cycliste d'Andorre, Stefan Alcione. Aquest moments, doncs, en directe de la televisió, a tot el món, retransmetent en streaming.
So good afternoon, welcome to the UCI Mountain Bike Eliminator World Cup. We have our riders lined up and ready to go for the very first of the quarterfinals. As you can see, the track here is set in Montjuic, and this area of Barcelona home now 3 times to the Eliminator World Cup. Some great features here, including a long platform jump with quite a distance in between. You've got to hit it really, really fast. Big ups and downs, and as you can see, speed needing to be carried. It levels off onto the upper platform before you head out. Let's see how our riders fare out there, because it's going to be tough stuff out on the course. Our first riders lined up and ready to go in our quarterfinals. This is the final round of the 6 rounds of the World Cup. We have Alcione, Olstam, Tranger and Torres in the order, and we're going to see whether it'll be Andorra, Swede, Austria, or it'll be our Argentinian rider who's going to take this away. Olstam, though, absolutely flying, our fastest qualifier in the qualifying time trial of 1 lap. Our riders will be starting in the next 15 seconds. They go on the signal of our commissaires. There are race referees here. So the whistle goes. It's all about getting into place. Rider number 1 with that number 1 plate is Anton Olstam. He gets that plate by being the fastest in the qualifying, kicking around that corner and looking very, very quick at the moment. And it looks like Chandra is sitting in 2nd place. Now, of these riders, 2 riders will go through to the next rounds, and 2 are eliminated. And as you can see on the step up there on that wooden jump, it isn't easy to jump. You've got to be really committed to go over, because that race section in the middle. Now onto this slightly bigger ramp. Nobody hitting it with enough pace. They're saving energy for this bigger set of steps. Fortunately, a ramp's on the way up. So this is going to be lap 1 complete. At the moment, it is Anton Olstam leading out, being followed then and through by Chanjo, then dropping down. You can see immediately behind our 2 chasers. Well, it is going to be Torres and Alcione, who are both chasing the giving away ground and not in a position to challenge. So Anton Olstam will have had to race at least 5 times if he makes it through to the final, so he's going to want to conserve some energy as he comes round. Olstam at the moment, well, he is sitting a long way down. He's in 6th position in the overall series standings, but it is the best 5 sets of points out the 6 to count, and this is to determine the qualifying. You can just see eases off the gas there, so Olstam rolls in and over the line, makes it look easy, and the 2 riders behind eliminated out. So going in and through that finish, Anton Olstam from Elias Tranger with Stefan Alcione and Juan Francisco Diaz Torres behind. So next heat lined up, they come thick and fast in eliminated. This is why we love it. And these are our next riders. So we have Ceres, Perrin, Garnier, Klausman and Galinado. So Galeno, sorry, it goes off. Right, big quick though. Very fast start here by Perrin Garnier, former world champion leading out in that French national champions jersey, dropping down on to the level of Piazza here around that tight left-hand turn. But Ceres is on his wheel with Klausman not all that far behind now. Klausman's been starting faster and faster, and he really has to make some ground here. He's going to want to go through because Klausman in 7th place in the series overall had a very poor round number 1. He could move up substantially here, but you can see these leading 3 are going to be going up onto the ramps together. So at the moment it is Perrin Garnier who is leading this out. He takes the line with 1 lap to go, but he has got company here, and it is in the shape of his compatriot Lorenzo Says. Remember, Says, one of our fast riders from the previous rounds, 4th now as they came into this in the series standings, but he's going to want to move up his 3rd round, 0 points scored, and remember that means that any points he scores today will be added to his total, and that will propel him right up in those series standings. So at the moment it's looking good for Perrin Garnier and for Says, and it looks to me like Klausman is a spent force here. You can see the 2 riders looking over the shoulder as they go up towards the line, and big old sprint from Klausman, just trying to get in and through. A quick fist bump from Klausman as he comes in and through the line. So 2nd of our heats down in there, and the results: Perrin Garnier along with Says going through, Klausman and Galindo going out of the competition. Almost to our next round. So our 3 riders lined up, including Jerome Van Eck, the man who's leading this series. He's the 2nd rider from the left there. We have, of course, Gonzalez in this heat, as well as Juez and Badia, and we're going to see who's going to take this on. Juez in the Italian jersey, but the man to watch out for here, Jerome Van Eck, the series leader, a man who was smarting from not taking that world title in grass, and it's going to be Van Eck who leads him in here. Using the whole of those barriers, they came very close to putting Juez down into the barriers. It's a non-contact sport, but Robin is definitely racing here, and you can see Juez not having this all his own way, because behind him Gonzalez and Barry are both pushing hard onto the heels of the Italian rider now. So it isn't a clear-cut run this by any stretch of the imagination, and Juez doing a great job here. Manuel Juez of Italy, he's pushing Van Eck at the moment. He's pushing him all the way on, and you can see behind everybody trying to close down. Moving on. Juez coming up the steps, but that momentum just being lost there by Gonzalez, who came up in the blue. So Gonzalez had the momentum again, carries so much speed around here, straight down those steps, no problems at all. And the XCE, the Eliminator format, absolutely flying. So up over this big feature. Nice manual from Gonzalez as he goes over the top, just to lift that front wheel to keep it under control. But he's got to say something for this sprint up onto the steps. It's absolutely critical. It's come round the fountain here on Montjuic. It is going to be a big push here. So up goes our 2 leaders. Are going to go through, and it is going to be Jerome Van Eck who should get the first of the seated places. So here he goes. He goes over the line with Juez behind, and you could just see that effort from Gonzalez costing him as he went in and through. And it is Barria who takes that 3rd spot, but it is going to be Jerome Van Eck and Emmanuel Juez who are taken through to the next round, with Axel Barria and Adriano Gonzalez being eliminated for the competition. Now on to heat number 4. Our riders are lined up on the start on the left-hand side. Nils Obed Rika and Simon Gigenheim, but they're going to be waiting because I think we've got our surprise rider here. Manuel Juez is down on the pan with Jan. Hopefully we're going to get to talk to him before this heat is underway. You can see our riders online up already. So Jan down with Italian rider Emmanuel
for the first time that you're here in that city mountain bike circuit, and you immediately qualify for the semi-finals.
Yes, it's the first time in my life, and after the Italian Championship I decided to come here for the World Cup. Yeah, it's big fun.
And you enjoyed it?
Yes, very.
Okay, congratulations. We see you in the semi-finals. Matt, back to you.
So great to catch up. We are indeed going to catch up with him in the semi-finals, and a good rider by US to go through. So lined up, you can see we have got Rika on the left, the world champion though, Simon Gigenheim on absolutely flying form, and the Singapore rider Riyad Lukman in there as well. The Spanish rider Xavier Garcia, but it's the world champion who leads them out now. Watch out for fireworks on the way through here, because our rider Riyad Lukman is absolutely fearless. We've seen him in really good form earlier on in the season, and looks to me like he is looking to propel himself up those standings. Lukman sitting in 12th place in the series overall, second in the race at the moment, out on course heat number 4 in our quarterfinals to propel the riders up and through. Remember, only 2 riders through, so Gigenheimer at the moment should have an easy run because he is the world champion. He was our series leader, and he could still take that series win. Gigenheimer currently is sitting only 3 points behind Jerome Van Eck. Both riders having a score in the 30s out of a maximum 90 points is their worst score that could easily be replaced if they have a good start here. Neither of our riders, neither Van Eck or Gigenheimer, taking away top spot on the maximum points at that time trial. So Gigenheimer leading. It's going to be Lukman in second place. Rika trying to close that gap back down again, but you can just see pushing on here. Riyad is not going to give away that position easily. Now here comes the chase behind, and Lukman takes a look over his shoulder. He's got to keep an eye on this. Gigenheimer just runs wide to ensure that taken out of contention. You can see Rika going out from the competition. So as the sun beats down in Barcelona, some fantastic racing with seeing Lukman go through, and great to see him and Simon Gigenheimer both in action. The world champion up against this youngster, and he's down with Jan at the moment. Let's see what he's got to say after what was a great ride by him, and it's showing on our screens like he actually took the overall, the win in that heat.
Riyad Lukman, it was quite scary how you threw yourself in that first corner. What a great job.
Was it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we have to take some risks sometimes. As long as you're in the front, you're quite safe. So, yeah. And it's a tight course, so it's hard to do some overtakes. So, yeah, a starting position is really more important.
And you were challenging the world champion, my friend.
Yeah. We are good friends. And it's always good to challenge those at the top. Yeah, it's a great experience for me.
Okay, congratulations. We see you in the semi-finals. Back to you, studio.
Yeah, good to hear from Riyad there. Definitely a great ride by Riyad Lukman, taking that top spot by 0.22 of a second from the world champion. That's one of those results you're going to want to screenshot and have as your screensaver. Bit of motivation when you're training over the winter. So it is Lukman and Gigenheimer who go through. Rika and Garcia eliminated from the competition. Now our next riders on the course. This is going to be our first chance to see the women in action. It's going to be the first of our semi-finals. 2 riders through. Our cameras are focused on Gaia Tormena. Gaia, absolutely amazing this season. Has won everything that she has started. The world champion, the rider who's in the World Series lead. She is up against 2 Spanish riders, Gonzalez and Pasco. The riders going to now try and take on the world champion, the World Series leader, but look at the pace out from the blocks. But a great start there by Pasco. So at the moment, Sandra Pasco just trying to chase down that gap. No fear from these riders. They throw themselves down at an angle, and it's very easy to get it wrong because it's going across those steps. Make a mistake there, you're going to slide out now. Guys, so a rider who enjoys riding and playing on the mountain bike quickly round there, just dodging all the little bits of a street finish here. There are are little insets into the slabs down here in Barcelona, and that makes things difficult if it's wet. Fortunately for our riders, it's absolutely baking hot there today, and Gaia Tomina showing just why she is such a force to be reckoned with. Cruises up over the top there, not using too much energy. She's going to be looking forward to taking on the riders who are challenging. That's Didier de Vries and Marion Fromberger. But nobody's going to touch Gaia Tomina at the top of the series standings. She's safely cleared no matter what she does today. She will be through, but you can see Gaia's very smart riding here, not expending too much energy. She's got the gap, now takes no chances and keeps it down on the way through. The battle behind, though, Gonzalez and Pasco still fighting it out. There was less than a second between them as they came through the line last time, but the World Series leader, the World Cup leader, this is Gaia Tomina, this young woman who really has made this discipline her own. Very, very skilled, very quick. She can actually ride up those steps without the wooden boards, and some great shots. Make sure you go on to the Instagram feeds to see them. So it's going to be a quick wheelie over the line. She goes through now. Who is going to be joining her in the final? So in and through across the line goes Pasco. So Sandra Jorda Pasco is going to be the next rider in. So Sandra goes through, and looks like Ana Gonzalez absolutely shattered all the way through. Takes the high fives on the way into the line, which is great to see. So a fantastic result yet again for Gaia Tomina. She was our leading rider in the time trial. She's the leading rider, the first of our riders to qualify for the finals. And Gaia Tomina, perfect score so far. She's only got to finish this off, and she will have had what should be the perfect season. She's down with Jan now.
Gaia Tomina, this was literally a walk in the park, a ride in the park.
I'm quite tired from the season, and this one is the last race. The semi-final was quite easy, but now we are in the big final, so we have to stay focused and give our whole for the last time, one last time in the season.
This last time, you want to win.
We will try. Who knows? The mistake is under the corner, so behind the corner. So
modest as always, Gaia Tomina. Congratulations. We see you in the big final. Back to the studio.
Oh, great to hear. And indeed, say she's tired after a long season. Well, will that be to the advantage of Didier de Vries of the Netherlands or Marion Fromberger from Germany? Or will it be Sarah Moreno from Spain on the right-hand side who's going to profit from that later on? We will see, because Fromberger and de Vries are fighting it out for the overall series as well. Fromberger currently sitting in second place in the series, but de Vries has been getting increasingly quick. De Vries had a no-show, no scores at round number 4, so every point she scores today will count towards her overall position, but it's Fromberger who leads out into that tight left-hand turn now. We expect a tight race between Fromberger and de Vries. De Vries actually taking the higher spot in qualification, so they're right second place at the moment in the Netherlands jersey, just trying to close down on the race leader. Marion Fromberger from Germany in that red jersey, the black short speed chase here all the way into the banking, and by no means is Sarah Moreno out of this. Moreno, it's only a matter of a few seconds, and one mistake is going to see the riders in front to go up now into this corner. Goes Fromberger, keeps it all the way wide, makes the most of the speed, drops down those steps. You can see the riders really trying to keep control, keeping those wheels down, keeping the tyres down onto the floor. So the riders in to the big long sweeping turn here. De Vries not challenging, not expending energy from Fromberger. She knows that the finishing positions here are not important in terms of the line. There will be 2 riders through, but you can just see De Vries up on the on the left hand side of your screen. So just pushing towards the line, but Fromberger is going to go through to take that. So it is Marion Fromberger from Didier de Vries going through immediately behind Sarah Moreno, who takes that third place, but will be dropped down to the minor finals. Now, into the semi-finals for the men. Well, they are going to be on the course very shortly, but you can see at the moment our riders lined up and waiting. They're going to be waiting for confirmation. It should be Marion Fromberger from Didi de Vries, and then Sarah Moreno. They are our riders who have just been competing, and it could be a very interesting final with Gaia Tomina, Sandra Jorda, Pasco, Marion Fromberg and Didi de Vries. And I suspect Jan has down there the rider who is currently second in the series standings. It's Marion Fromberger down there with Jan.
Marion Fromberg, it was as if you two were saving as much energy as possible.
Yeah, that was the plan. We did not know the Spanish girl because she crashed in the qualification, so it was not easy, but it was a good race and keep on following.
Knowing you will be trying to win this very last one.
Yeah, I always try to win, but it's not that easy. In Eliminator everything can happen, and maybe today is the day, but I don't know.
Good luck, and we see you in the big final, Marion Fromberger. Back to the studio for the men's.
Indeed, going into the men's semi-final now. I expect the favourites to really start here because they all want to be in that final of this heat for world champion Tituana Perrin Garnier. Then Anton Olstam of Sweden, Lorenzo Seres of France, and Elias Chadiger of Austria, all lined and ready to go. Remember, Olstam, the rider with the fastest time in qualifiers, and so you cannot discount any of these riders once it comes to the push, and they know that they have their work cut out now. 2 riders through to the main final. 2 riders are only going to be competing for the minor final for the places from 5th down to 8th place. Start critical. Who's going to get a quick start out from here? Perrigo, a big problem for Tranigo. Looks like his feet came out. Pedal, it's a snap chain. In fact, by the look of it, you can just see it dangling on the floor there. So that is going to be Tranigo, who's out of contention here. This leaves 3 riders left. The explosive start, they're doing the damage, but it is going to be Perrigo, who's currently leading up onto the wooden boards. He's got company though. This is going to be tight. Remember, there is overtaking opportunities up onto the bank. It's about having the speed. You can see Lorenzo Seres, the 3rd man in here, carrying some serious pace into the bank. Now he's got a sprint, and this is where the riders want to make sure that they've got the best line up here. The pace carrying them in, a tangle there from Olstam. As they come round, it's going to be lap 1, and it was Olstam and Perrin Garnier in there, and it's about who's got the elbow in there. And it was Olstam, but Perrin Garnier not observing the elbows in front, and you're in front. Look at the fight behind them. 2nd and 3rd places, they are absolutely battling. This is not over until it hits the line. You can see at the moment it is Perrin Garnier who's leading them out, but nobody's giving up here. Olstam knows he is under pressure here. Seres will not hesitate to make a move. In they come again. Seres on the outside. Oh, he tries to squeeze in. Olstam takes him out, and behind him as they come up onto the bank, time's running out. It's going to be 3 wide at the top. It's 3 across the sprint here. 3 into 1 corner doesn't work. Perrin Garnier squeezed out. The man who had led pretty much from the start, eliminated out, taken out on the inside of the turn. Now, our commissaire team, they are the race referees from the UCI, will be looking at that one very carefully to see that none of the rules were infringed on the way through, because that was incredibly tight. We're awaiting official confirmation. The one thing we do know is that Elias Stranger is out from the main final and going to get his bike fixed very quickly. That was a real battle, and just confirmed Anton Olstam going through with Lorenzo Seres and Perrin Garnier out of the competition. So Olstam is through. I think he's going to be breathing a big sigh of relief as well as sucking up the oxygen. He's down with Jan and ready to have a quick chat.
Anton Olstam, it seems to me that you have been building up to the best legs ever.
Yes, I like this course. It's really fun and really fun course. You can ride good, so it feels great.
And now, what can we expect of you in the big final?
I don't.
Everything.
Everything, exactly. We will see.
That's what we want to hear. Congratulations, Anton. See you in the big final. Back to the studio. This man is ready for the big final.
Oh, he's ready, but he's going to be taking on 2 riders who qualify out of these 4. Jeroen van Eck alongside the world champion. That is Simon Gigenheim on the left-hand side. Emmanuel Hues of Italy on the right-hand side. Riyad Lukman with a ride of his life getting into this semi-final. Who is going to take this out from the start? It's going to be critical. They're all the way in one piece at the moment. It's Gigenheim with the power. He's going to lean in from Van Eck as the inside line, and that makes all of the difference coming round that turn. But you can see just how closely matched these riders are as they take that tight left-hand back. And now Jeroen van Eck starts to open this up. Remember, he's the series leader. He could lose that series lead to Gigenheimer. They are within about 3 points of each other on the series, and that comes down to their worst scores. Remember, things score big today. They're both going to go up, so it's about making sure they get the win. At the moment, Jeroen van Eck, the rider who is leading here, could be in danger of taking it away to the finish because he has got the lead. Now behind Simon Gigenheimer takes a look. Is he waiting to pounce? Is he going to look to score some psychological advantage over the rider who is in front of him? Behind him, Lukman again really pushing hard. He's not out of touch. Oh, he is now. Big stack on that corner. He tangled with the barriers and he's gone down. I think he's taken the Italian with him, but the Italian's back up quickest. So it looks to me like Emmanuel Hues has managed to avoid the carnage on that tight inside corner. Now, those barriers don't give any. We hope he's going to be okay. We're going to get some news, I'm sure, from out on the course. Meanwhile, in the race, here we go, up onto the top, the inside line. It is Van Eck. They're both looking back to see if they're safe. They are. So going through Jeroen van Eck and Simon Gigenheimer, and that final run in maybe not as ferocious as we might have seen after that tangle down on the bottom section of the course. And you can see here in Montjuic, it is a very, very warm day here today. Looking down into Barcelona, the Mediterranean over the hillside, and the riders all lined up and ready. But a real fierce battle out there with Jeroen van Eck, the series leader, taking the win in that semi-final from Simon Gigenheimer, and Jeroen van Eck down there with Jan.
Jeroen van Eck, it was quite some tactical racing there, going into first right turn, taking the inside was great racing.
Thanks. Yeah, I knew if I can be in the lead, it's always better, because if you're in second, you have some attacks from behind. So if I can be in the lead, I'm for sure going to the next round. And of course, Simon is this time the biggest rival. So if he's in second and maybe someone overtakes him, it's easier for me to get points. But it wasn't, but it was good. I think Simon and I, it will be a challenge. It will be a nice big final.
One race to go, Jeroen, to get this jersey yours.
Yeah, I just have to go all in one more time. It'll be good. Thanks.
Big finals. Matt, back to the studio.
Wow, fantastic stuff. It is going to come down to the very final race of the series, the Mountainbike Eliminator World Cup, with Jeroen van Eck and Simon Gigenheim both qualified. Hues and Lukman out here in Barcelona in Spain, a very last of the series here in Spain. And incredibly, after all of the racing, after all of those time trials which have qualifying points on there, they get 30 points for the win in the time trial. They then get 60 if they manage to win the main final in those knockout heats. Well, after all that, 3 points still separate them, and they're both into the final, but they could still find they've got a real battle behind, because Perrin Gagné has got a 0 score, so whatever he scores today is going to be added to all of his points. He could be close, so could Ceres, but Perrin Gagné was knocked out of the competition, and that makes a huge difference. So away goes the women's minor final. This is for the places for 5th and 6th places here, and this is to decide just who is going to take away 5th spot and be inside that magical top 5 into that tight left-hand turn that saw Luckman eliminated out in the previous round. And at the moment, really just starting to stretch out the lead, it is Sarah Moreno, who's so close to qualifying through to the main final. But the riders who don't qualify from the semi-finals get to ride the minor final to decide those places. It's not just done on final positions in the time trial. So it looks to me like she's going to show us what she can do out here on the course, and certainly carrying plenty of speed up onto the top platform here, right in the heart of Barcelona. So dropping back down again, 1 lap complete, 1 lap still to go, and that gap really has opened up here, and currently sitting at 8 seconds on the line here. But great experience for these riders. One of the great things about watching the World Cup make its way around the world is that you get to see lots of different riders starting to take part in what is one of our newer disciplines. And if you dial the clock back to the days when we had test runs out in Dolby Forest in Pickering in the UK, it's a long time ago. However, since then it's developed, and the team at City Bike put a great event on and getting lots of local riders as well out and practicing this format. And you can see up onto the top of the climb for the final time is going to go a race leader. She's going to turn it into a race win. Always nice to take a win at a World Cup event as Sarah comes in and across the line. It's going to be Aina who's going to come through. Gonzalo's going to take that 2nd place when she comes in and through the line. So the men's minor final is due to be our next race, and at the moment the riders just lining up and waiting to see if we're going to get Juez from Italy along with the rider who had a problem with his chain reliance trying to go. But this man's got to be wondering what could have been. This is the former world champion. He has been there, seen there, done it, got the t-shirt. Well, can Perrin Garnier be able to take that? So Perrin Garnier just wiping the sweat off his brow. It is currently about 28 degrees at the moment in the shade, but these riders held out in the sun. Our next rider coming through, so Training getting the bike sorted. He's just checking that rear derailleur, just making sure it's all firmly bolted in, and I don't blame him. It's never good when a chain snaps. It can give you a real problem on the way through. So lined up from left to right on your screen, sir. Titouan Garnier, then Challenger, then Luckman, then it is Juez of Italy. Perrin Garnier should be the fastest rider, but remember, Challenger had a bit of an issue on the way through. So here we go, kicking off from the straight, and it looks to be like Perrin Garnier just staying out of trouble. Luckman again into that first corner, carrying stacks of speed in. Behind him now, Juez comes, and Challenger just sitting on the back wheel. Perrin Garnier, I think, not wanting to battle. He's not looked as aggressive and as tight in these corners. Certainly not looking like he wants to take any chances at the end of the season. Maybe biding his time, but for me, it's certainly going to be a Luckman who's impressed this round so far, carrying plenty of speed off that back there, almost landing to flat onto the base of the Platzer there, just watching him come up that bank, still carrying speed, but behind him, Juez is coming quick here, the Italian chasing Luckman. So rear Luckman, a little bit of a slide on that as he came around there, can't afford to make a mistake, and this is his nemesis corner. It's where he came out in the previous round. This time, no mistakes. He won't need to face that corner again until we come back here. Remember, we are due to come back here next year. We've got another 3 years, I think, in Barcelona, and potentially the World Championships could be here at some point as well. That's going to be great to see, because this is a tough course. I'm sure the team will be looking to make it even bigger and better every single time. They're really progressive, but this man is going to come through after what was a great run through before he comes through to win the minor final. It is Riyad Hakim bin Luckman from Elias Chung with Juez and Perrin Garnier to come in, and it is going to be Perrin Garnier who is definitely not looking so. He's looking down at that bike and like he's got a bit of an issue with it, but he certainly didn't look to be on form on his way through. He's coming through to finish there in 4th place. So it's 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th for Lukman, Traja, Perengani and Ues, but that will then translate to 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th place overall. Riyad Lukman, he's clearly on form. He's come good at the end of the series, and that is going to have really added to his point score, which should move him up from that 12th position. Let's see if he's going to move up. He's certainly going to stay above Elias Challenger. The question is, will he be able to move his way up into the top 10? Well, we'll find out. Don't forget, you can get all of the standings up from the series website. Now, the women's final. This is where we see, can Gaia Tormena take top spot? She's lined up against Fromberger and De Vries and Jorda Pasco in there. So Jorda Pasco on the right hand side, De Vries third from the right, Gaia Tormena in the white jersey, Fromberger on the left hand side. Who's got the fast start? Can anybody challenge Gaia Tormena, who doesn't look to have quite her normal start there? And a little bit of a pause from her going off. It's allowed Fromberger to go up on the inside. Oh, a tangle on the way in. I think Fromberger able to get back into the pedals. They clash with the barriers there, and Fromberger is going to want to go back in again, but that is going to have knocked her straight. It took her out of the move there. She was up on the inside. She had the line, and then it all went really, really wrong as she got squeezed on those barriers. Now, Gaia Tormena, as well as being skillful, clearly is not afraid of squeezing the competition here as she drops down, but that little challenge is risky because the rear gears, the rear mech on Gaia Tormena's bike would be very, very close to Fromberger's. Both riders getting away with it, but it has left Gaia Tormena in the position of leading at the end of lap 1. Fromberger in 2nd place, De Vries in 3rd place as they drop down now into that low PS. And it certainly looks to me like these three have got the gap on Sandra Jorda Pasco behind by some margin. Now Gaia Tormena keeping it smooth as she comes up over that jump. Fromberger is going to get challenged here. I think De Vries is going to get super fast as we come in towards the finish. So it is going to be a win for Gaia Tormena, barring a major incident here. However, up onto the back, up onto those boards comes Fromberger. It's a series win. Gaia Tormena with a perfect season, a perfect score. Fromberger comes through, and that will have helped cement her 2nd place in the series overall. And our 3rd place rider, Didi De Vries, doing everything she could to move up. All the points she scores today will be added to her total, and I suspect she could well have done just about enough to move herself up into 3rd place in the series overall. What a fantastic race. Now let's get that result confirmed. Remember, our commissaire team, our race referees, have to make sure that they're happy with the results as they come through. So the results, it is Gaia Tormena taking the win, adding the series title and a set of perfect scores. Let's hear from Gaia, who's down, ready to have a quick chat with Jan.
Gaia Tormena, we already talked in Winterberg, and I told you the winner takes it all. You were really this season taking it all.
It is like a dream for me. I'm very, very happy. This one was a very hard race. I already said I was tired, and yeah, the legs hurt, and it was a very tough race from the start line. We had a contact. I don't think I am responsible, but I'm always sorry when there are contacts because
it was a quite risky move.
Yeah, it was a pity, but I was in the front as planned, and then I made another mistake in the last obstacle, and so the last lap I had to give it all and try to win the last race of the season. I'm super happy.
Congratulations. I will take your bike because we have a little flower ceremony going on. Enjoy it, and we talk to each other later.
Well, indeed, great to hear from it, and it's going to be a great off-season, I'm sure. I hope there's going to be some celebrating. There certainly should be by the rider who has put in some serious work. Now, the top 3 riders here, Didi De Vries taking away 3rd place in the event, and this will move her right up the standings. Just waiting for confirmation of that overall position by Maimas, which is always a Dutch thing. She's in third place. We'll watch that spot. And it is going to be Fromberger of Germany taking second place and second in the series overall, but Gaia Tormainer, the unstoppable Gaia Tormainer, taking away the race win, taking away the series win. She is something else this season, and I just can't wait to see where this young woman goes in mountain biking. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, our riders lined up for the men's final. Can they get round without tangling with the barriers? So we've seen just how hard these riders are prepared to push. Certainly looking really busy out there. So looks like the team are lined up. Looks like we might even manage to get a few more words from Gaia, who's down with Jan after the ceremony.
Indeed, so it is, because Gaia is not only the winner of today, but she's also the overall winner of the season. Looking back on this season, how do you look back at it?
It is incredible, and it is the same, more or less the same as 2 years ago, but this time I'm much more able to understand what is that. 2019, it was a new word for me, and I'm super proud. This one was the goal I was fighting for, and yeah, it is amazing. I'm very happy for my family and my team and all the people behind me.
Does it come deeper than in 2019?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, because I was like a child in a new world, and now I have a bigger team, and we work hard for this World Cup. So yeah, it feels different, and it is crazy.
Okay, thank you, enjoy, and congratulations. Back to the studio.
Well, indeed, and she's grown up mountain biking, she's grown up on two wheels, and it certainly shows in the pace that she puts down. And congratulations to Gaia Tormainer and all of our riders who have finished the series so far. 4 more riders to complete their season here. Who is going to take this away? Who has got the pace as they come off from the start here? You see Gigenheim, the world champion, diving in, and Van Eck, though, the series leader up the inside. Oldstrom on the right-hand side as they drop down the rider's right, is being pushed to the back of that group, squeezing on series at the moment. The rider in third place, but at the moment for the Netherlands, it's Jeroen Van Eck, then Germany, Simon Gigenheim, the world champion in second place. Lorenzo Series and Anton Oldstrom pushing out. Both these riders are capable of challenge for the overall, but this is going to get absolutely frantic as they go. Nobody's going to give up until they come across the line. And they're carrying so much speed in there. They've got to really be careful on that landing halfway up the steps. Now into the right turn, it's a fast drop down, and they carry a lot of speed into this tight left-hand bend. It is quite literally throw the anchor out as they come in and round, but Jeroen Van Eck carrying incredible pace round there. He's opening up a gap on the world champion, and that is Simon Gigenheim. So Gigenheim currently in second place. He's going to want to try and wrestle the top spot from Jeroen Van Eck, but if Van Eck can hold on, he's going to take away not just the win, he will confirm his series win as well. So it won't just be here in Barcelona. The entire series is going to go to this man. He pushes into the line. That's the title. That's the series. Gigenheim takes second place, and Seres takes third place coming across the line. So Lorenzo is going to move up in the series, and I think he's now going to finish in third place in the series overall, thanks to Perrin Gagnier's non-finish and the fantastic finish there by Lorenzo Seres. So it is going to be the 1, 2, 3 in the series, decided by the very last race of what has been an amazing season, with Jeroen Van Eck taking top spot in the race here in the fantastic setting of Barcelona. The world champion congratulates him. It's going to be second in the series overall, and third place for Lorenzo. And as you can see, Jeroen Van Eck doing an amazing job there of taking the lead and then holding it off. Nobody was going to get near him, and there was clear air between Jeroen Van Eck and the chase has been led by the world champion. It's going to be a great feeling being in front of the world champion and taking that series win in the very last race, confirming it here. The final 4 riders in and across the line. So let's get official confirmation. Should hopefully be with us very soon here. And looks like whilst we wait, we're going to have Jeroen van Eck down with Jan.
Jeroen van Eck, once you were in that final, you really had your teeth in it, and it was your victory and no one else's.
Yeah, indeed. I came here today knowing that I'm just a few points ahead of Simon, but it can happen so much, so I just took it race by race. And then in the half finals, I saw the heat with Anton and Lorenzo. That one was so hard and tough with overtaking, so I was like, okay, this is what Eliminator is. Let's kick some ass in the big final with those guys, and then we will see. I knew start is important, and from there on I just got all in until the finish.
Because we know this track, and it's very important to be in first position once you get out this first right turn.
Yeah, there are some overtaking opportunities, but being in the lead, and then especially pushing a lot of power after every corner, yeah, that's something I can really do well. And then, oh my God, I won for the 3rd time in a row the World Cup in Barcelona, and now I'm the overall winner.
A big smile with Jeroen van Eck. Back to the studio. Enjoy your win. Bye-bye, you guys.
Well, great to see Jeroen van Eck taking the win here today. And as he said, he knows exactly what to do now. He knew what the competition were capable of. And absolutely flying here today. Confirmed winner of the race here in Barcelona. The final round of the World Cup is Jeroen van Eck. Simon Gigenheim, the world champion, in 2nd place. Lorenzo Ceres on the right-hand side of your screen, taking away 3rd place in the race here in Barcelona. A fantastic result for all 3 riders, and I think subject to confirmation that should well be the top 3 in the series overall. So a fantastic result. Don't forget, of course, lots more races all around the world, and these riders will be back in action. Some amazing action from the riders throughout the course of the series. Now Jeroen van Eck was leading the series coming in. He took the win. He was defending all the way to the very final line, the very final race. A great season for Jeroen van Eck, and he's with Jan.
Jeroen van Eck, European champion and a World Cup winner. What a season.
Yeah, definitely what a season. My God, I just cannot believe it still. I mean, you go to this race knowing there's a lot on the table, and then just focus on the race and not on everything else. So I crossed the finish. I knew Simon should be behind me as well, Tito, but he got kicked out in half finals. And now I just won the big final, but I still not realize that I also took the overall.
Yeah, but when we see you guys handling those tracks, it seems quite easy, but I can tell you, and you can tell me even better, it's hard work.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's everything which looks smooth doesn't come easy. There's a lot of training going in, and as well a lot of mental focus. I mean, you need to do everything right within 2 minutes, and getting that done is something that took me years. And now winning my 2nd World Cup overall, yeah, shows that I'm capable of performing every lap or every round on a high level.
And now, some time off?
Well, I have 1 World Cup left next week or in 2 weeks' time, which is on the e-bike, and then the season is really over.
Okay, enjoy the winter, and we see you next year in the World Cup City Mountainbike Eliminator. For sure. Jeroen van Eck, back to the studio.
Well done to Jeroen van Eck, and it's great to see these riders taking on board all of the new disciplines, including the despite where he is going to be heading. And a big backup team behind these riders. It's not just the rider, the pilot, if you like, or the driver. It's a whole almost Formula One-esque team behind, from the mechanics, the soigneurs, the teams behind making the racing happen, making these riders the machines that get these great results. So amazing results from Jeroen van Eck, and as he said, second World Series win. That is a great result for him and a great result for his team. One more World Cup left before he goes and gets a well-earned break. And don't forget, you can catch up with the XCE, the Eliminator mountain bike, coming back out next year, and looking forward to seeing where we head out and around the world on what is a very exciting format. Will this man be able to make it a third series win? And of course, next year, will Gaëtan Mena be absolutely flying at the top of the sport? Can Simon Gigenheim retain his jersey? We've seen lots of new countries coming in. Great rides today by Riyad Lukman and Emmanuel Ues from Singapore, and from Italy as well. Argentinian riders. We've seen riders from Israel, from Iran. Massive range of nations represented in the World Cup, and that's great to see. So Jeroen van Eck dealing with all of the duties that come with being the race winner and the series winner. We can only speculate as to what Simon Gigenheim is feeling. He's got the consolation, if it is consolation, of the World Champions jersey. Personally, I think he was very happy with that and would probably have taken that over the World Cup win. But on a